Okay.
What are your general thoughts on the upcoming season?
My thoughts on this year are we're excited about it. Just like every year. I see preseason we're picked number 2, and in the conference I kind of raise an eyebrow to that because we hadn't finished less than 3rd in the last 5 years, but I think we've been picked 4th or 5th. So I'm not real sure why this year is any different preseason, but we always have belief in our program and our players, and we feel like you got to beat us at home, beat us at Martin in order to win the conference. So kind of our theme this year is kind of breakthrough. We were 2nd last year and didn't get that NCAA bid, so if we have the ability, which I think we do, then our goal is to be a playoff team.
What do you like most about your team this year?
What I like most about this team is you start with your 5th-year quarterback, and it makes things a lot more, sleep better at night when you have a 5th-year quarterback. Okay, but I am concerned about the youth behind him, Troy Cook at that spot. We also have good defensive linemen that were good teammates as well as good players. So as coaches, I don't think you probably dwell more on what you're concerned about than what you really like about the team. But I do like the fact that we have 20 seniors that are experienced, especially in that secondary. So that is that's probably our strength, our 5th-year quarterback and our returning secondary.
What is the biggest challenge for your team this year?
I guess I answered that there. The biggest challenge would be replacing those 2 all-conference defensive linemen. They were outstanding players for us. Making sure that you lose to Jacksonville State the last game of the year to lose the conference championship. We've got to make sure that we go back and understand there's a long journey and you have to win and do things the right way to get to that kind of championship game. So when you've got 20 seniors, you got to make sure that you don't rush the process, that you're not just looking forward and thinking about the last game of the season with something on the line and let games early in the season get away from you that you should have a chance to win.
What are your general impressions of the OVC race this year?
The race in the OVC, the last 10 years that I've been in the league, you're going to put Jacksonville State first. Tennessee State, I believe I read this morning where they've got like 9 SEC transfers, as well as some good high school players coming back, and then Eastern Illinois is always in the top of the group. But I think the biggest thing about the league this year is the bottom 4 preseason, probably bottom 4 have cut the distance down from what has been considered the top of the league talent-wise. To me, that's kind of where the race will be interesting, as the deficit's been cut down from the top to the bottom.
How is the OVC the same or different from when you started at UT Martin 12 years ago?
It's certainly a difference over a 12-year period. We kind of laugh. We've had 4 or 5 different teams that were actually better than our 06 conference championship team. But the league has made a commitment, and I think every school's had 2 or 3 different coaches since I've been in my tenure at UT Martin. So every time you make a coach, there's usually a commitment made from a chancellor that's whether it be facilities or salaries that has improved that program. So I'd definitely say the brand of football is at a higher level than it was over a decade ago. You see improved facilities, the technology that we're all using now, just social media of how we recruit and things. I think back then we had probably 1 phone call that we made calls to get recruits on, so it's certainly changed.
What will it take for your team to be in the championship hunt this season?
For us to stay in, our quarterback will have to stay healthy. Troy Cook will have to have a solid year for us. Offensive line, we've got 2 preseason all-conference guys, but the other 3 guys are new to us, and so I'll have to see those guys, grow. Got a new defensive coordinator, 5 new assistant coaches on our staff, which is the norm at UT Martin. So, there's nothing new that we had never had to overcome, but there's always things that have to come in place for you to have an opportunity to chase a championship.
Tell us a little bit about your schedule and how it plays out for your team this
year. One thing we have going for us this year is we only have 1 FBS opponent. We go to Ole Miss. And then we have a quality non-conference opponent in UT Chattanooga. And that's kind of been something that we've been missing the last couple of years, playing multiple FBS opponents and finishing 6-2 in the league and not getting an enlarged bid. So we have an opportunity this year to have a out-of-conference quality opponent, all right? And then, you get Jacksonville State at home. You get Eastern Illinois at home. Not that those other games are any less important, but you hope that you kind of hold serve and you get a chance to play them at home.